Volvo CEO is saying EV doubters are stupid, that they're uninformed, that they are simply lacking facts. He said that there is tremendous growth, not only for Volvo, but for the entire EV industry. He's calling it like it is. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Volvo says it will only sell electric cars in many countries worldwide next year. By 2030, it won't sell, whether that's plug-in hybrids or petrol-powered cars, it won't sell them at all. Basically, Volvo is saying there is so much demand for EVs that within 5 years' time, there is no reason for the company to sell internal combustion engine vehicles. While many have raised some concerns about the so-called decline in demand for electric vehicles, even though we have seen demand increase rapidly in 2024 overall, and in 2023 we saw sales grow worldwide by significantly large numbers. Many have raised concerns. They're saying EV sales, EV demand is slumping. It's basically disappearing. Jim Rowan, though, the CEO of Volvo, says he is confident in the potential for tremendous growth in electrification. And he's saying EVs are going to grow so much that there's no point for them to sell anything other than EVs by 2030. Mercedes-Benz, in fact, said exactly the same thing. Speaking at Reuters Global Markets Forum in Switzerland, Rowan expressed his belief in EVs, in particular electrification in Europe and China. We have much more pricing power and people have got more disposable income so they can afford it if they want to drive an EV, said Rowan. That said, EVs, he says, will be affordable. Volvo has previously said it will not engage in electric vehicle price wars due to the healthy profit margins it makes on EVs. But when it said that, it was sort of responding to Tesla reducing its prices, and it did in fact reduce prices in different ways in different countries a few months after Tesla did so as well. However, its CEO mentioned that despite disruptions in shipping routes through the Red Sea, customers will not experience any impacts, and any extra costs as a result will be covered by Volvo. Now, similar to other car manufacturers, Volvo has massive plans for expanding its electric car lineup this decade. It's got the Volvo EX30 coming to the United States at a price of $34,000, even though it's being shipped all the way from China. The company aims to have 50% of its global sales consisting of EVs by the mid-2030s, in other words, in 1 year from now. Ultimately, it plans for 100% electrification by 2030. It won't make any vehicles with any kind of engine at all after 2030, or in fact, in the year 2030. The new EX30 will be the best-selling EV from Volvo. It's the most affordable. It's a small electric SUV. It looks good. It's priced well. I think it's going to be huge demand, and Volvo says the same thing. These are currently being built exclusively in China, but Volvo will start building them as well in Europe and its factory in Belgium in order to keep up with demand. This vehicle will join the XC40 Recharge and the C40 Recharge as the car maker's third fully electric vehicle model manufactured in Europe, in Belgium, and will also be sold in the United States, starting at around $36,000 US. The most expensive version will cost $46,000, but it will be a tough sell for Volvo in some respects because the Tesla Model Y costs about the same price at point of sale discount. Now, most people, not everyone, but most people qualify for US EV incentives, meaning the $42,000 Tesla Model Y actually comes out to about the same price as the cheapest version of the Volvo EX30, which is a significantly smaller car. Very nice car, but significantly smaller. So it's going to be interesting to see how Volvo goes selling those in the US. It won't be the same for Volvo in other countries like Australia. The EX30, it really does have competition from China, but outside of Chinese EV manufacturers, and realistically, the EX30 is very well priced. It's cheaper than a Tesla Model Y here in Australia, for example. In Europe, the same goes. So Volvo is really confident in its ability to sell EVs. Hyundai and Kia, they're saying the same things. Why is it that companies like Ford, General Motors, Volkswagen, and Toyota are having, so much issue, so many challenges selling electric cars? I think a couple of reasons. The product. If the product isn't good and the price isn't good, you're going to have trouble selling. And that, in my opinion, is the biggest reason. Basically, automakers are saying, it's not our fault, it's customers' fault. That's what BMW used to say. BMW said, Well, EVs aren't. No one wants them. We know it. We know no one doesn't want any EVs because no one wants to buy the BMW i3, which was very expensive for what you got. It was a pretty inferior product for the price you were paying. Then BMW, while they woke up, they realized that actually that wasn't true. That's the key reason why BMW's electric car sales increased by 97% last year. There's no way BMW is saying, wow, there's not enough demand here. They're not saying that at all. Have you heard BMW say that? No. Same thing goes for Mercedes and Audi. Their EV sales all increased by nearly 100% last year. And that's because the product has demand because people think it's good enough. I think where the companies are saying EV demand has gone down, it's because the product versus the price is the problem. It's not demand for EVs that is the problem. And that's exactly what Volvo are saying. What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching.